Alright, y'all. We back again with another video. It is July 21st, 2026, and it is a Tuesday, second day of this trading week. And I'm gonna go over the setup that I took today. So I did take two trades today. I took one long position on ES, and then I took another short position on NQ. And I'm gonna go over, the mental framework and why I took each trade and my mindset going into each trade. So I'm just gonna show right now we're starting on the daily. So last week we took out these these lows on the daily chart. So I was expecting some type of retracement, at least 50% of this last run that we just had. And we got in that so far this week. So now I'm interested to see how we close at this daily fair value gap and how we start trading tomorrow also. So this is daily on NQ and here's the daily on ES. So similar price action, looking at this 50% range, and we're just about to hit it. This is the alert that I have set. So we're just about to hit it. So I'm gonna explain why I went long. So I'll explain the long position on ES first, and then we'll go from there. And if you can see, let's do side by side comparison. So on NQ, we took out these intermediate lows. So this low was from, well, not intermediate, daily low. So this low was from the 6th of June, the 9th of June. And you can see the 9th of June, that low did not get reached on ES. So that's one thing to make note of. And that's a good indicator, like using these pairs as indicators to let you know, like, okay, we might potentially reverse after these major daily levels have been hit. So with that being said, I've seen that on NQ and ES. I'm looking for higher prices back into the 50% to see if we can get it. So, and there are times where, let's say, NQ reaches 50% and reverses, or ES reaches 50% and reverses. Sometimes they both reach at the same time, sometimes they don't. It's just about being nimble and knowing how to navigate through that. So, like I said, we'll talk about ES first. So now trading ES, and I covered all the drawings, but I'm gonna show drawings. So we are getting higher prices here, and we also had this 4 hour gap here. But what I was really looking at, this 4 hour gap here that was formed intraday, and I wanted to see price respect it. And it did. We didn't get any bodies closing even inside of the top half of it. So we only had a wick. So we had a wick at the midpoint, and I'm gonna show all the. Let me just show that now. I can add these. So this is our new week opening gap. This is the 4 hour gap, and this line right here is a true day open at 12 a.m. So these are all my high time frame levels going into the day. So I seen this gap was being respected. You see, we respected the midpoint of the 4 hour fair value gap. And now this is where time plays a factor. What time of the day are these levels being hit, right? So this is 7 o'clock. So this started pre-market. Pre-market, we're trading lower. And if you know anything about, open, low, open, high, low, and close, or open, low, high, and close, that's just the candle formations. So we opened. So if you could think about the New York session as a single candle, We open, we traded lower. We traded lower first. Now we're going to its high, and then we'll have a close at 4:15. That's when the settlement, that's when the price settles. So with that being said, we have our open, low, and we're about to make its high. We're about to take out this daily high. So with that being said, going in, now you want to start dropping now you got your higher time frame levels. You want to start dropping the time frame. So here we have 7 at 8:30, because I'm going to show where I took my first trade. Here, you see this fair value gap here? This is what I was paying attention to. No, I'm a liar. My bad, y'all. And I'll show the executions too, of course. But this was the fair value gap I was looking at right here. Or was it this one? Definitely this one. Why this one? We hit we hit the midpoint of this fair value gap, and we engulfed these two down close candles. So that's our order block right here. And this is after 8:30. So this is like 2022 model. We break this order block and we form a fair value gap. So I outlined this fair value gap here, and this is where I wanted my entry, and it's right on top of the 4-hour gap. So I took my initial entry here, 75.15. Now I actually took my entry at the top of this 4-hour gap. Stumbling over my words. I don't know if I'm nervous or something, but whatever. So now I'm looking for us to trade higher. We ended up taking out these intraday highs, and they were reversed. I didn't take any profit or any partial anything, and I got stopped out here. But we took out the lows, that swing low from pre-market one more time, and then we started trading higher. Notice there's no body closures. No body closures. So it's showing you like, okay, we have a willingness to go higher, and we haven't hit this 50%. But if you're looking at NQ, right? If you're looking at NQ, you could see we took out previous day's high already. So we already took out previous day's high at this point. So when we traded, this line right here is, well, this right here is my 50%. So you see how we hit that 50%, that premium level? This is all relative to daily range also. And we traded lower. This is the reaction we're getting on ES. So that's how you could use these pairs as indicators for each other. So we end up trading back into the new day, the new day open at 12 a.m. and we reversed and started trading higher. Wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. So I ended up getting stopped out on the longs, and then I took shorts on NQ. So this was the long position, like I mentioned. At top of fair value gap, the 4-hour level, got a nice push, 9:30. Cleared this intermediate buy side, traded lower. Now we're trading back up top. Now let's go to NQ. So now my mental framework for NQ. So like I mentioned, I did want to see some type of reversal at that 50%, right? So let's go to the daily. So this 50% here, and we got that clear as day, and we reversed. Now when we reversed, I told myself, okay, what is the next likely pull? And I believe we're reaching for at least London's low, the low that was made during London, or of course this opening price at 12 a.m. And that is here. So this opening price at 12 a.m. and you could always see how price reacts to it. So once we got that rejection after this 50% was hit, I told myself, okay, let's look for shorts. And this was a sloppy price action going down, so you would have to have some patience to hold through it. And of course, I do have that. I have exactly what I need to succeed out here. So this was the first presented fair value gap. We have price trade outside of it, but you can see wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. And we start trading lower. And we got that. I took profits at the low of London session. So the low of 330. And I'll show that. Not the cleanest move, but nonetheless executed regardless on that. And it's just about having the mental framework and knowing where the market is heading right now and being reactive to that. Had we failed, my next target would have been the midpoint of this daily fair value gap, but we got that. I got what I was looking for, and I feel like today was a good day. Like I said, I don't like taking too many executions. I had two execution attempts. So first one break even, second one the winner. And I would have liked to take this long. I would have liked to be in this, but it's all good. I missed out on an opportunity. I could have gotten back in at 10. There was opportunity to enter into this setup, but all in all, it's still all good though. But it's really just all about having a mental framework and knowing where the market is likely to reach into next. This alert about to be hit sometime soon. It might be hit at the top of the hour at 1, or we might trade lower. If we start trading lower at 1:30 in the afternoon, that at the start of the afternoon session at 1:30, I might look for us to try to sweep this, but it does not have to give us that premium price. It really doesn't have to, especially because NQ already has done what it did. So we might get an entire gap fill today, also on NQ, but all of this is speculative, and you just have to wait and see. But as far as my execution go, that's all for me for today, and until next time.